Hi, and good afternoon. You're probably seeing that little notification pop up on your phone or whatever device, computer, laptop you happen to be on. Tap it and join us today for Studio Central's Friday live art demonstration. We are coming to you live from Upbeat Artworks. This is our art gallery located in Portage Place Shopping Center. Now, if you don't know about Artbeat, I'll give you just a quick little background about who we are. Artbeat is a not-for-profit registered charity, and we really believe in the healing power of art. Mental health is a journey for all of us. We all have highs, we all have lows. It's a spectrum, and art is a way for us to meet together on that spectrum and to create our community here at Studio Central. Studio Central, we are located on the second floor of Portage Place Shopping Center. If you see the Dollarama, you just kind of keep walking past it. You can't miss us. We're on the right-hand side. The art gallery where we are today is actually right across the hall. You can't miss us either. We're the room with all the art in it. And we are just thankful to be here every Friday doing a live art demonstration for you. So today, we're doing our art demo around the theme of remembering. Next week is Remembrance Day, November 11th. We will be closed, so there will be no art demonstration that day. But today, we can have tribute to that day, honor and remember the sacrifice that a lot of people made. And we're here today able to do art freely together because of all of this stuff. So we're thankful, and Kate and Ollie are here. I'll just flip the camera around and we'll get to it. So, oh, close up. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
We're doing all right today, and we're ready for a very serious project. We had some preparation, and we're working with a medium that we do not work as often. It's the medium I want to pick up on a bit more. And by now, it's not my favorite medium, but
I see it there.
Expanding a little bit in oil pastels. Oil pastels are a little bit tricky from the point of view of how you want to varnish them for framing. And what we wanted to do is to frame art pieces that we like. Mm-hmm. If they turn out the way we want to, we can put them towards Artbeat Studio, and anyone who buys this artwork would make a donation to Artbeat Studio this way.
And that'll be here at Upbeat Artworks.
At Upbeat
yeah.
Artworks.
So once we're done this, you'll be able. You should come to the gallery space to check it out.
Yes. I do not have a lot of personal experiences here in Canada with Remembrance Day. What I was doing, I was painting or drawing on rocks and bringing it to different places. So these ones are examples. These are poppies. So this is something I could place in the garden for someone to pick up and bring it to a cemetery, or put it for someone to find, to honor and remember. Couple years I was going out with my friends. We were going to a cemetery and placing rocks there. Memorials. This is something that is not being picked up at the end of the day, so anyone can come and pick up a rock. So it was a very good solution that is not mine, but I followed it and I thought it's a nice idea. So this is what I have so far. This will go in the garden, Studio Central garden. And these are examples of poppies if someone wants to include poppies, so James can go through this. These are just examples of what can be different kinds of poppies I could find on a setting we were here. Also, we got oil pastels from Studio Central. We borrowed them from there. Also, we have Crayola chalk pastel. If we want highlights or something, we can try. I want to try, usually all pastels are to be sprayed with a fixative, but this time we're trying the nail polish idea. So I will see how that works. And then we have the matte varnish that can go on top. We got the frames. We just need to come up with a very good image. And we have Ollie here. And Ollie can talk a little bit about her honoring way.
Yeah, so
what do we have here?
Some photos of paintings that my great-grandfather did. So he was an artist, but also he was in Europe during World War I and II. So he did fight in World War I, but in World War II he was actually at a concentration camp. So he didn't have the chance to fight. So I think it's kind of what makes me more like thankful to people that have, because it's the people that were able to like help and fight in the war that gave us the freedom, and if we didn't have that, then my family wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
So to honor that, both him and the people that fought for people like my family, I have some of his art that I'm gonna kind of be inspired by. So these are oil paintings, I believe he did, and so
wow.
I kind of combine that with the Remembrance Day.
Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. That's amazing. And also, what a story, what an experience. And that shows, like, I think we think about Remembrance Day and you think it's like just fighting. Like, yes, it was fighting, but what the people behind, like who we were fighting for, like to liberate people from that experience, right? That's beautiful work.
The people that were willing to fight in these wars, really, they were helping people that didn't even have an option to choose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a great way of honoring the memory of people who would but did not have that chance.
Yeah.
It's way more than typical what we think of a traditional Remembrance Day, because it's a personal story, and there are not too many people who would even want to discuss things. A lot of people afterward did not want to even discuss any of that, and not to live there, not to think about it. So for many people it would be bringing joy to others who are elders, people who fought. As for me, what we were doing in Ukraine when I was growing up, we were bringing flowers to veterans. And we were talking about it at school, but it was not something I would think about too much, because I was a child and my thinking did not go that direction. And I did not like history classes about war. I never liked movies about war. So honestly, for me, it's something that I usually do not put into verbalization. It's usually something that I would express emotionally and through mediums, but would not really discuss it. This is why I thought the way we do it here is something that might bring more purpose rather than just talking about things we've never seen, never. Yes, movies are good, but it's not what people went through. It's not the whole thing. Yeah, we have paper that is not 8 by 10. I just make a couple frames on the sides. We got oil pastels. This, I do not like using paint markers on top of oil pastels because they can get ruined. So I want to varnish it first, let it dry, and then go with this detail on top. We got baby wipes, maximum we could run and get more baby wipes if we're running out. We got pencils, we got all the oil pastels here. I'm not going through brands because, again, it's not my medium. I do not understand much in oil pastels. This is something I'm cutting from a completely different side.
Same.
Yeah, so whatever we think of, it could be poppies, as many people think poppies are the best symbol to show it's developed well, people thought through everything, but also the idea of honoring a personal memory and knowing that it's something that we can get inspired by, definitely. So I would choose one of these paintings for
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing one of the flowers so then I can combine the poppies with kind of the art as well.
There are two different kinds, but it looks like it's the same
Yeah,
vase.
I think it is.
And there are horses. I am actually sticking with horses.
And I think I want to do the landscape here, one of these, and then, but I'm going to add like red in the background, almost like there's a little field of poppies, you know?
That's a good idea too. I didn't
Right?
think of that.
Yeah, yeah.
I would really like that landscape too, but I am thinking that with this, it would be a little bit hard to make this detail, so it would be a more complicated process, and we want the project to be done by next week.
Yeah.
So
And you're also very good at horses. So,
It's true. Okay, when I took a photo of that one, I thought, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Keith is gonna like this
Yeah.
one.
I'm going to go see if we have more baby wipes.
yes, please. I am starting with pencil because I think it's really nice to define it before drawing.
Because oil pastels aren't very forgiving.
They are. At the same time, I want to center it more or less, and I think this is not good centering, so I would just, it's the option to erase. So I want to just mark it at first to not draw the whole detail. So it's easier to start with this horse somewhere here. So, something like that. Okay. And I do not have to follow exact same way. I think it's good to have this idea of I can erase it and in this case.
I want to steal this rock to actually look at.
Sure.
Coffee.
Take all of them. Also,
Yeah.
all these images, if you like any of the
that's
poppies
great.
there.
But I'm like, I need a reference. I have trouble drawing without references. Didn't bring any for a poppy reference.
So, Studio Central is out of baby wipes.
Oh no!
Wonderful.
How did that happen?
How did that happen? They literally had like 7 things. Let's double check around here.
Well, maximum we could use the other wipes. It just
Use some of this water here with, use some of the water with like, paper towels.
Yeah, we have paper towels and water. And also we have like the sandy wipes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. And a couple more baby wipes here.
oh yes.
Like 2. We got 2 more. So funny. Okay, so now we're just sort of sketching out our idea.
Yes, and I do not think that I need to follow exact image, so I could
Yeah.
just.
Well, this is the great thing too. Like, thank you, Ollie, for bringing this art in, because now we're using this as our inspiration. So hopefully we can do your great great grandpa justice.
And I'm totally okay thinking we could make a print if it goes out now and keep the prints in the system. So it's not just an original. I don't know, if it goes well. Okay. It's very interesting to work with someone else's piece, and I think it's very relieving. Someone else's idea. Then there's this. I know it's really hard to see the pencil, but we're getting to chalk pastels, to oil pastels soon. So I will be more visible.
Ooh, that looks nice. Do a little close up. So here we can see. Oh, so good.
So this is what I got so far.
Come over here. You can see the original, and then yeah, it shows up a little closer, tighter shot.
Yeah, I did this on the side and it would be covered. I'm going with quite a bit of texture. And then Megan is joining us. Right here.
Oh, just over there, yeah.
I don't know
Please.
how good I'm gonna be at color or drawing. And
So what's left is one of the
Oh, yeah.
flowers.
Using
There are copies that could be totally not related to the prints. It could
You
be,
don't have to.
where are all the poppies? Right
Yeah.
here.
I
So
love
you
the
can
purple.
go through poppies
Ooh,
and
those
make
are
something
beautiful.
abstract. It doesn't have to follow the,
that's wonderful.
yeah, so I got these 4 examples
Oh, those are
and
lovely.
also all this. So it's up to you what you want to do with it.
I think that's amazing. Oh, so many options. Where do I start? I think I just want to say, just listening to your story, it just is so powerful. I think that, well, I grew up in a predominantly Jewish community, and so stories are something that I was surrounded by growing up, and it's so powerful. And I think that if we look at the fact that he was able to create this art and share it with the world, and that you're able to share it with the world now, that in and of itself is beyond measure, especially in those times, because art was something that was destroyed, it was something that was stolen, it was something that was taken, and it's such a deep piece of the human spirit and the human soul. To think that that's what they would go for, is to take the humanity of people to steal their art. So the fact that you have this is immensely powerful. So I'm grateful just to see it. I can't even imagine. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I honestly don't know that much about my great grandfather because he didn't like talking it because of the trauma involved. But I think it is like important to remember for that very reason.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and as I say, art is awesome for many people for this reason too, that a lot of things were not expressed because no one wanted to discuss it
Yeah.
with them. And whatever they're receiving is not It's what parents want to bring grandparents to their grandchildren. They want joy, they want everything good, and do not really want to discuss
Yeah.
things like
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
And in some ways, I think that it's a powerful statement that communities can focus their memories towards creating new ones that are going to ensure that nothing like this ever happens again.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you know, a big piece of, you know, the community is, if you look at like the Rady Center, for example, they pride themselves on creating a space for their families to thrive, not just survive anymore, but thrive, and they do a darn good job of it.
Okay, so this is a very rough sketch, and then I could add some of this. I'm not sure if it's a cattail or something else. I'm just adding some markings.
And I've got with mine, what I did was I have sort of the basic shapes like the trees and the water and the grass, but I'm eliminating the animals and the fence. So it's sort of really finding my, creating some variation in the image.
And we need to consider that it does not have to be centered the same way, and it usually is not.
Yeah.
Because if I would make an intention to copy a piece, I would measure and put it in the center. I do not want to do that. I want it to be my interpretation, not the original.
I'm gonna have some paper towel because I like to use this to blend it.
Yes. Okay, so I will start with,
So now we just start with the, Megan's already on it. Oh, that's so cool.
I'm doing something different.
That's awesome.
I'm a rebel.
I haven't used oil pastels in a very long time, but I do remember that they require a lot of blending.
I don't actually think I've ever used oil pastels.
They're very finicky, but they're very cool when you master them and when you know what they do.
One technique that's good to remember is that like mixing colors is like really helpful instead of like using big blocks because it blends really well, kind of adds dimension.
Mm.
You don't usually have as many values in one color as you do with like a pencil. It's like it's all gray, but you can go darker and lighter. You kind of need different colors to get that light and dark.
Oh, that color's gorgeous that you're creating there.
mm-hmm. Well, in this case, pencil helps because I want to go with more finer lines that I would go with it. Like if it would be, like, as an example, one horse, I could start with oil pastel right away, or chalk pastel too. But if it's a combination, it requires finer lines, so I would go with a pencil sketch in this case.
Oh, just a little bit. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I know as a kid I also struggled with oil pastels because I have a very light hand and you really have to press to actually get them to work.
Yeah. I'm better with the soft ones and the chalk kind of. I can't remember it. The names of these are just escaping me today. There's some cray paws in here. There's
It's really cool effects.
Mhm. If you really like what we're doing here, will be next week, and I'm going to make something as well on top, which means I'm going to cover it with nail polish, and I could try it on the side if that works. So it basically does not pick up much of oil pastel.
That's neat.
And then after that, yeah, I know it's a little bit smelly, but this will be something that can cover the paper, and we need to consider that it changes the way the medium looks like. So whatever you make will be covered and it will look the same way. And then I'm going to apply the matte varnish on top. And then when we frame it, it won't be sticking to the glass because our frames have glass in them. So that's the main idea. I want to try this white and see how that goes. This is not an oil pastel, it's a chalk pastel. So it's basically, can work for smudging as well. And I can combine it with light oil pastel. I'm looking for light tones. So for this horse, I need cream.
There's, well, if you were to mix this with, oh, maybe the switches. There's this.
Do you
I think not under here. There's these here.
Oh, these are nice and
Oh,
right
thank you. Thank
Ooh,
you.
that
Oh,
one's good.
that's
That's
really
really
good.
good.
Oh wait, no, that's very pink.
It's really hard to get this in. They're not the best oil pastels I tried. Maybe white will, no, but I can try this and smudge it. And again, it doesn't have to be only oil pastels, it could be mixed media. The only thing to go with many mediums it needs to be like a layer that dries together with the sealer, any sealer or medium we use for it, and then going on top. Let's try this. Can work on the detail. I need more of a reddish brown for this or oh, thank you, that's perfect. Okay, what is something that's, let's go with ideas. What's your idea of using oil pastels? Like a hint that would be given to someone. Mine would be using one by one and then mixing them. So I literally just place.
Hello.
I place them first and then I go over with something.
We're doing Remembrance Day themed pictures.
Honestly, I don't think I've done oil pastels since 6th grade. But just like practicing other mediums, you kind of like gain skills that kind of transfer. So.
And you get ideas of what to try, and then you see how it translates, right? Between meeting, I love that.
I got some patches, some pendants, earrings, keychains. Here's a shirt. I don't know how that got in there. Yeah, this is like all the merchandise.
For
So
oil
the
pastels,
senior first ones were still the same for.
Yeah.
to blend them
Okay,
together,
perfect.
otherwise you have kind of like
So,
white
well,
spots
maybe just
between
like.
them.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm kind of playing with that part and keeping some of the white because I like it.
Yeah, it
But,
works for you.
but
It works for
it's,
all.
and
Yeah,
that's
no,
the
check,
thing,
yeah,
like,
so,
you just sort of play with it and
right
see
after this and see what's up.
what you like and how, like, what you want to be showing.
Yeah, if they're ready, then I'll text you.
Because, like I always say, if you don't like how something looks, that means you're just not done layering it yet. And with something like this, you just have to keep layering and layering.
Just to say bye, Rianne. Nice. Ooh, that's good, Ollie.
Yeah, again, with oil pastel, it's better to not mix any other mediums unless you're sure that you're not making the, like as an example, paint marker, again, it needs to be varnished with something like nail polish first. Wait until it dries and then use paint marker on top so oil pastel does not clog the marker. There are other ways to clean, but if the marker is ruined, it's okay. Let's say it's not the end of the world, but it's a recommendation to not mix oil pastels with also paint brushes if you work on top of an oil pastel. It's good to clean it well afterwards. Not everyone knows how to clean brushes well, so we just take brushes that we can throw to garbage sometimes, or sometimes they get cleaned well enough.
I think I broke that rule about using this. I'm sorry. But it doesn't, it seems good. It's
And
like-
sometimes if they get clogged even a little tiny bit, they get ruined, so it just, yeah.
I didn't realize that. I apologize, but it seems like things are going as I need them to.
Yeah, so the paint markers, usually if we want to use them on top of oil
Yeah.
pastels, we need to seal it with either Mod Podge or something and then go on top
Like
when it's
roll it
dry.
out.
Yeah.
I will keep that in mind.
Probably because you don't have.
But it was not a new paint marker as well, so it doesn't mean that we ruined it, it can be there, it was there already.
Yeah. Seemed like it was going pretty well there. Yeah. Just sort of going on top of like the little, like this air, so.
Yeah, I usually do it like with just pressing and shaking, so it goes out more. Yeah, yeah.
I like the little
Yeah.
splatters.
That-
It makes me happy.
Yeah, and this marker was not a new one, so don't worry about this. Yeah, perfect.
That's what I'm trying for. Okay. See? That's fun.
Mm-hmm. Paint markers can be really fun. Super fun. And I brought the metallic ones too, but I'll wait until it dries. And we'll see how that cooperates, because I do not like how the nail polish looks like, but I can try on top of a course. So I can make an experiment. And then if I do not like it, I can always add on top too. Again, I did not really want a lot of detail because this image is not something, I wanted it to be very emotional rather than like setting up, repeating, and wanted it to be inspired by not the exact same piece, but I want to catch the mood rather than anything else.
Oh, goes inside.
That's so nice.
Okay, so let's try this. If that goes on top or not. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, I need the blues and purples. And then that blue that is intense blue. Intense blue. I really like how it looks like. Oh, awesome.
So random, but I love playing with it and just seeing what happens.
Mm-hmm. We can never ignore that. It's a good process. It's a good process.
Randomosity and all that, yeah. Hey.
I'm trying out the chalk pastel on top and just looking if it works out or not. What to do? So in my thinking, I can cover it, then trace, use a paint marker, or I might not. I don't know if it will look good or not. Should I? Not. I think I can do it with a paint marker. And then I can just,
Well, it'll look good, it's just a matter of if it's the good look that you're looking for.
I don't know. Or maybe I just keep it strictly oil pastel. So what I do with chalk now, it might not be ideal for everyone. I'm just covering oil pastel with white chalk. We do not have as many colors that I want to use, so it will be something. Okay, and then I can take the paper, and I think I can use one of the, I can steal
Out of those. I'll steal it.
and then I can use the paint marker. See if that works. Did I ruin it? Did I?
There's no such thing as
Did I ruin anything?
Such a thing. Only adapted. We make no mistakes, only adaptations.
Let's see. Good here. Sorry about the smell.
Can I use the red?
Yeah.
Thank you.
One of the ideas here was to not stop on one medium and use more than one, but after, not right away. Because it's just working, as much as you can work out with oil pastel, and then anything else going on with anything that you can bring. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just cover it the way it is. And then I will keep working either with oil pastels or with something else. It could be a pencil, coloring pencil on top, to give shades and everything.
I love how different everybody's
Mm. I like the idea with nail polish. And I'm going to work with the bottom part, and then when it's done,
Makes it look like an oil painting.
I will be working with more detail. Okay, so what do you want to do here? Just going to combine different browns for now. Okay, so this is the base. That's the base, and then I'm going to work with more detail.
Mhm.
So if you want to look at it, it's nothing yet, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
marked, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so for now you cannot see anything.
That's what I have so far.
Beautiful.
Mine's just
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover it with nail polish, the
Okay.
whole thing, and then I'm going to work with detail on top. It could be, doesn't have to be all pastels, it could be a paint marker, it could be pencil crayon,
Yeah.
colored pencils, could be acrylic. And acrylic, usually we do not put it on top of all pastels directly, usually. I do not say for, like, I do not talk about all artists because artists can research, develop understanding, and it doesn't mean they don't try. It means that they try and didn't like it themselves. It doesn't mean that it's against the rules in general. It doesn't mean that you have to impose what you think you understand on someone else. It doesn't mean that someone else's work is not as good because they mix two mediums that you haven't tried using together. It didn't work out, so you don't have to state that it did not work out because you never know what worked out sometimes. Because all these processes, they're not to be discussed too much until artist comes to a certain understanding. And research can be messy, research can be weird, research can be ruining things, but you know what? You're ruining what? A brush of nail polish maybe. Can clean it. And it's, you know, again, if someone thinks about people who have disorders, some disorders can be really tricky. And talking about people who deal with them constantly, they have very good ideas of how to deal with them. So, as an example, people who deal with something, it's one thing. People who dealt with it in the past and recovered, it's different. But people who deal with it on a daily basis, they know how to, let's say, do not let it in thinking. And the ways they deal with things and how people express themselves when it's really hard verbally, which is, again, not only about mental health conditions, but also characters, personalities, personal traits. Art is great for everyone, literally everyone, because people dealt with something, at least one thing in their lifetime. And here, I can say I'm perfectly fine from this point of view, but I still want to, you know, express. It doesn't have to be a concern, right? It is something that happened many years ago. It was not avoided for certain reasons, and again, we're not talking about the reasons that cause havoc. We're talking about prevention and simple topics such as suicide prevention and whatever we do here, they improve the world, and that's what we're doing. That's what we leave for our grandchildren ourselves. Yeah. So yeah, I might not talk to my kids a lot about Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
That's true. But what they can remember is what they were told at school, what they seen as art pieces,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
honoring someone. It's easier to show it this way rather than discuss certain things. So for me, I'm painting a rock and I put it somewhere, and they know that it's something important to me. The same as other people. Okay.
Excellent.
I really like yours. Mine needs layering.
I'm trying to make it moody, but it's just a little messy at this
It
point.
looks beautiful. Well, it's after 2, so maybe
Yes.
we're gonna keep working on these. So maybe let's just give a little show of what we're doing. So we'll get,
So right now, this is a base of what I'm going to work on after.
okay,
It's hard to
Nice.
see the horses yet.
well, you can see them.
Multi-layering is something that I believe in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll show mine. So again, this is my interpretation and using the oil pastels, and I decided to add the fields of poppies. I don't know where poppies grow. I hope they grow by riverbanks, but they do in my world. And then Megan, let's see yours. Hold up.
I broke some rules, but I was just playing around.
Very cool.
That's a revolutionary piece.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. And Ollie. So it's kind of neat that we've all been working from the same kind of template. I love when we do these workshops and we see all the variations and everyone's personality and our own creative take as we focus on the act of remembering. And that's really using creativity and art as a form of remembering.
Did you use nail polish too?
A little bit, yeah.
Yes?
Mostly on just the flowers.
That looks great.
Isn't that great?
Oh, it's just playing around, seeing what happens. Just contemplating things, thinking about what the 3 of you are taking on over here. I just think it's amazing. And just grateful for the opportunity to create.
Right on. Thank you, Meg.
And I think the mood today was more of a thinking rather than thinking about what we're creating, but thinking about non-related topics at all.
Yeah.
That is helping. It helps when you create something and the piece wants something to be done.
Yeah, it really does.
We're not really aware of that at first, but then we realize it's the piece. It's not us, but it's what we put in this piece. We got feedback right away, and we don't even know
The
something.
piece speaks to you and says, this is what I want to become.
Yeah, and I want this mood from you. I want this. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Kate. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Ollie.
And again, next Friday we're not here, so
Yep.
I am not sure if it's there or not. I don't know if in 2 weeks we're doing resin or not. I need to think about that.
But we will be posting pictures of these pieces as we work on them onto the feed, so you can check on that later. And then also, as Kate mentioned, these pieces are going to be framed, and they will be available here at Upbeat Artworks. So just a nice sort of commemorative way for Remembrance Day, but also a chance for people to have to purchase them if they'd like. So I'll just do a little outro. So thank you for watching along. Thank you for joining us. And so next week we are closed, so there won't be a demo, but the following Friday will be open, so we'll have a demo then. So I'm just gonna flip this around and say goodbye to my friends. Bye everyone. Have a good weekend. Happy Friday. And yeah, keep making art.